to the 03 Tahoe, and all I came back to do was get a current reading. I've already diagnosed it, but I wanted to see if I could verify it with the current clamp and see if one of the commutators in the pump was bad. So right now I got the Varus out. I got the AM clamp here connected. You want to see this, Anna? See, can you come on? I got AS wave connection with the relay, current clamp. I have it on a 20 amp setting. I have the Varus hooked up. We're already recording. Right here is only up to the 7 volts or 7 amp scale. Looks like. I'm very, very new to this Varus setup, so bear with me. So I'm gonna turn it on, and if you look, initial spike. Bring it down, bring it down. There we go. Have it down. Alright, and we can see our fuel pump here. And what I want to do is go ahead and I guess zoom in. Is that how they do it for this? I guess I have to stop it. And I'll stop you until I get this down pat a little bit. Go ahead. Okay. Okay, so this is a capture of the fuel pump current. I changed it to the volt, and then I was able to zoom out. Okay, and this is the capture running together with a snap throttle. Can that be seen clearly? Okay. And what I'm just going to do is take a before and after to see if there's a big difference between. Now I do see a couple anomalies where they're the same or very, very similar. And I'm going to go with that this is an 8 commutator pump. Show. Back. And then I want to zoom in some more. I'm going to go with the 2. Alright, and hopefully, well, 1. There we go. And hopefully I can pick out a couple that look similar, like this guy and that guy look similar. So we're going to go ahead and bring that over to that. And to that. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then starts again. Cool. So that's about right. So what I want to do, cursors, I want to see what time is here. Oh, and I know there's a calculation for the RPM. Oh, pico. I love my pico for this. I can't do math right now. Shit. Back. Darn it. Alright, I'll take down the time base. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and write down what the RPM was of the pump, rotation of the pump, so that way I can better compare from one and the other. How's that? Man, I'm just not used to snap-on. That's sad. Set up cursors, position. I'll take a screenshot of that with the phone, or take a picture of that with the phone so I can get back to this and calculate it. And then I'll put this on the video. And then as soon as this repair is done, we'll go ahead and I'll post an update. So this is between 8 and 10 volts. I mean 10 volts. 8 and 10 amp current draw. That's what I'm seeing. Alright, back. And I want to see, did I do the initial start? No. All I did was turn it on. Okay. Alright, I just wanted to see. So, we're back with the Tahoe. The fuel pump has been replaced, and I'm back on a vehicle now. It's only been maybe 2 or 3 days since replacement. Although, I'm going to state right now that I know the customer replaced it with a Chinesian part. Definitely not OE. So, I don't know how well this thing is going to work, or what. What I do notice a difference as far as amperage is concerned. Now, I don't know if I can get you in here on the screen, because there's so much sun. But right now we're between 4 and 5 amps. Let me see here. Can I do that? Yeah. Worst case scenario, I'll go ahead and superimpose it through editing. But that's what we're looking at so far, and it's about 10 milliseconds right there in between those 2 points. I got 2 identical, again, 8 commutators, 2 identical humps, and that's what it seems to be. Again, I have the AS wave relay and an amp clamp around it. Let me go ahead and save that. File, is that what I save? Yes, save all my frames. After Chevy Tahoe. Okay, save. Current. Ramp. Last time I had voltage also, so I'm going to go ahead and try to do that again in the voltage. Going back, volts DC, I had, well, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. What was it? It was 100 millivolts. I think that's what I was using. And what's the time base? So we're going to go with that for a second here. Turn it on. Bam. Yeah, it is lower. Because I had about 8 to 9 amps, I believe, before, and even on here, even with the voltage scale. I'll go ahead and slow this down just a little bit here. 29 seconds. Is that what I want? I'll go with that. And we'll stop it. I want to see what we got. Oh. Zooming. Yeah, it is completely different from before. Lower amperage. And then I'm going to figure out the RPM. But I think the last one was 7,000 something, like 7,100 RPM when I calculated after the fact. So what I'll do is I'll superimpose these guys in the editing process, and that way you guys see what I see, because I know it's quite a lot of glare here. Save all frames. Replace. 2. Save. Voltage. Sorry people, I know. Alright, and there you have it. So, hopefully this is definitive proof between before and after. And then again with the gauge. I don't know, I know I haven't known good, but again, this is Chinesium, so I don't know how well I trust this pump. When I say cheap, it was like 35 bucks for the entire assembly. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll post an update. So far, again, it's only been 2 or 3 days since the installation, and it's probably about a week and a half since I first diagnosed this. So, alright, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Hola guys, welcome back to Cuba's Automotive. I'm making this addition to the Tahoe video, the part 2. I captured waveforms after the replacement, and I wasn't very happy with the not being able to see the waveform. on the Veris at the time of capture. So I did record them, so I'm going to demonstrate them here in better light so it's able to be seen. I just found it very interesting, the differences between the waveforms of before and the after. The before actually looked better to me. The before capture with the old pump, as the pumps demonstrating the commutator and the motor are very uniform. The waveform is very uniform, both the rise and the fall, and much more common to what I see in good fuel pumps. The after waveform, even though it's lower current draw, which is what I normally see, about 6 amps or so, or 5, depending actually on the PSI of the motor. I think it's about 1 amp per PS or 10 PSI, about that current draw. So the Tahoe being 48 to 54 PSI as far as pressure, I should see between 4 and 5 amps in the current draw. So what I do have captured as far as the amperage is pretty spot on the after, but the uniformity of the waveform itself, it's just not what I expected. It's quite ugly, to say the least. This is what I would pick out to be a bad pump. So I'm gonna bring you guys closer, and I already have the Veris set up here. I'm gonna bring you guys closer and we'll look at it together. Okay, so here we have the before capture. I have it in the voltage scale, actually, because I could not figure out how to put it into the current within the window that I wanted. So I will learn the scope a little better. Okay, so we are in the voltage scale on here, 2 volts for the screen itself, and 20 milliseconds as far as timing. So we'll pan out. It is 100 millivolts per 1 amp. So this is easy for me to go ahead and just calculate over to amperage. Here we see 0.8 volts to 1 volt, which is 8 amps to 10 amp. Okay, and you see this capture here, very uniform. They're within those 2 lines of the graph. That's perfect. That's what I want to see. Even zooming it out, I'll go maybe. Oh yeah, see, check that out. That looks perfect. That looks great. It's typical for what I see as good. Okay. Let's go there. Nope. 1. Okay. So it's 20 milliseconds there. Oh, and let me put the cursors up. So we have the RPM. I'm trying to do this to the viewfinder and it's kind of bad. Alright, I'm going to pick out 2 identical ramps. Oh, let me make this bigger. So you can see better, I can see better. Nope, that's about right. Let me just count to be sure. I think there's 8 commutators in this motor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, just verifying that. And then I go back down and we can see the delta, which is about 8.41 milliseconds here. And that gives me a total of, what was it? Let me just do a calculation right here. Okay, so the calculation of RPM is about 7,100. Okay, that's rough. And in fact, this was faster than the old one. So now I'm going to pull up the old one here. And look at that guy. And those commentators to me are just ugly. I wanted to back this out before. Let's go further. Yeah, I mean, you see, if I go back and forth a little bit here, you see like these little spikes and just very ununiform to me. Is that being captured? Like, yeah. So, just a spot here. Okay, we'll go in. It's 2, nope, 1. Okay, so we have the same 20 millisecond time base, and I'm going to put my cursors up. And pick again. A ver así. Y así. I think they're the most ¿cómo se llaman? Similar. Oh my gosh, my English. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there you go. And I'll come back out so we can see the delta. And here we have 9.72 milliseconds. Okay, which I'll figure that out right here. 9.72. 6,172 is our RPM. So I think that's just fascinating. And you see here the amperage or the current draw, which would be between 4 and 6 amps, which, like I said, for the PSI, that's spot on, but just looks ugly. So I expect this to prematurely fail just because of how ugly everything is here. So it was replaced, let's say, the last week of July 2019. I want to see how long this thing lasts. So there you have it, folks. So I hope you guys found the analyzation of the waveforms helpful, especially for those who aren't well versed with waveforms or using a scope. I'm telling you now, it's a good habit to get into. Just learning what known good is, just randomly. If you know something is good, practice on your own vehicle. You don't have to do it on customers' vehicles. Start doing ignition captures, waveform and current captures, like on injectors, on coil ramps, stuff like that. Just start out small and start getting accustomed to what known good looks like. That's what I've been told. And so far, I believe it's opened a huge window of how to test and how to diagnose vehicles in a faster, it might not be faster at first, but once you start getting the hang of and knowing what bad looks like, it's really, or good or bad looks like, it's really quicker to pick things out. So that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. For those interested in the training event, I have information posted in the description. Also, quite a few of the YouTubers that are planning to attend as well are also listed. Their channels are listed. I can only fit so much in the description, unfortunately. So right now, the ones that are going are pretty much what I have posted. But there's so many outstanding YouTubers for the automotive repair diagnostic. They should be watching. They should be paying attention to. And hopefully I can just rotate once the training event is over. I'm just trying to really push this training event, really try to emphasize not only the training but the attendance at this our particular event. I really want to make it a 2-day event. I don't think 1 day is enough, and because it's close to me, it's like 15-20 minutes away. For me, I don't have to worry about the stay, I don't have to worry about the commute. I really want to make it a 2-day event, get the most out of it. Some fantastic trainers are going to be there, just a fantastic community as far as the knowledge is going to be there, the networking. You just should not miss it. You shouldn't miss it. So I'm looking forward to seeing so many of you there, and catch up with the other YouTubers, which I'm just stoked about, learning, all that. So hope to see you guys there. Thanks for watching, guys. And now this section is for, you can cut it off, all the English speakers, the Latinos. This section is for you. Quería decir unas palabras sobre entrenamiento. Pues una de las preguntas que quiero hacer yo a los latinos, si es que quieren los videos en español, si quieren los reparos. Quiero ser más diagnóstico, quiero ser más videos de cómo encontrar problemas electrónicos, eléctricas, que digamos. Pero quiero saber si es una cosa que están interesados, porque cuesta trabajo, cuesta tiempo. Tocar sobre el tema de entrenamiento, de ir a los eventos de capacitación si es necesario, y yo los empujo, pero 100%. Yo antes de un canal de un compañero mío, Keith Facio, New Level Auto, me acercó, me dijo, hey, debes ir a estos eventos, debes ir a esta función, este evento de capacitación, y te va a abrir los ojos y eso. Y por fin fui a la primera del año pasado de Super Saturday, lo que yo estoy promoviendo. Me contó sobre él y yo fui y me encantó. Te digo, me abrió los ojos sobre formas de diagnóstico que no sabía, información sobre carros, problemas que puedes encontrar. Yo aprendí un montón, otras formas de hacer diagnósticos, otras formas de probar problemas sospechosas, cosas que sospeché pero no podía comprobar. Y entonces, aparte de cómo hacer, también el acceso de dónde encontrar esta información, conocer gente también en la misma carrera, con la misma pasión, la misma alta calidad que tengo yo, que yo meto, el esfuerzo que pongo yo, lo puedes encontrar en estos eventos. Y te digo, vas a ganar compañeros, amigos, que te van a durar la vida, creo yo. Una comunidad pero bien bonita, un apoyo, pero tremendo. No te puedo poner en palabras. Tienes que probar por lo menos una vez. Si no es Super Saturday, es Vision. Entonces es Missouri, en Kansas. También tienes automecánica para los mexicanos que viven en México. Automecánica en México. También tienen otros. Creo que ya ni puedo pensar. Estoy pero tan excitada. Estoy para explotar. No sé, mi cabeza enredada y excitada, emocionada. Te digo, y lo empujo, tienes que tratar de aprovechar el tiempo. Dudo mucho que lo vas a arrepentir, ¿ok? La mayoría de estos eventos sí te pueden costar, y todo depende de dónde están localizados, ¿ok? Puedes escoger uno y ni otro, y tratar uno en cada lugar para por lo menos probar. Entonces, esto concluye mi parte en español. Quiero ver lo que opinas. Por favor, déjalo en el comentario abajo. Ya saber, malo, bueno, sea lo que sea para mí. También, entonces, los dos temas sobre los videos en español, un comentario sobre eso, y también sobre entrenamiento. Si necesitas ayuda en dónde buscar, o en qué lugares hay ayuda, o necesitas ayuda, por favor déjame un comentario. Agradezco mucho las palabras que me dejan, los comentarios, las críticas, tus críticas, y te veré a la próxima. Gracias por mirar. Adiós.